innervated by the abducens, superior oblique by the trochlear, and the rest by the oculomotor. But aside from that, it has also parasympathetic function for your pupillary constriction. Okay? Then, at the junction of the pons and the medulla, you see your 6, your 7, and your 8 cranial nerves. 6 is, of course, motor, purely motor, lateral rectus. 7 is mixed, but predominantly motor to the face. And then 7 and 8 would be purely sensory for balance and for hearing, equilibrium and hearing. Okay? Now, in the medulla, between the pyramids and the olives, you find your hypoglossal, which is motor to what? The tongue muscles, your 9, 10, and then at the anterolateral sulcus, meaning lateral to the inferior olives, your 9, 10, 11 cranial nerves. Okay? 9 and 10 are mixed, and they also have parasympathetic function, and spinal accessory is purely motor for your trapezius, sternocleidomastoid muscles. Okay? So at the back, so what you can see in your gross anatomy would be just the ventral aspect. Okay? Because why? Why can't you see the posterior aspect?
Because of the cerebellum.
By your cerebellum. Okay. Okay, so here is your midbrain. Okay. Here, from here to here is your pons. Okay. And then of course that is the medulla. So the lower 2/3 of the medulla is the level of the closed medulla. Okay. Because the cavity here is still your central canal. Okay. And I forgot to mention to you the pyramidal decussation here, which marks the lower thirds of the medulla, where 90 to 95% of your corticospinal fibers descending in your pyramids, 90 to 95% will cross to the opposite side to form your lateral corticospinal tract. So that if you have a lesion above the decussation of your pyramids, your manifestation will be what? Contra, kasi hindi pa siya nagpo-cross. Okay? Kung dito pa, back before the crossing, contra, before the crossing. If the lesion is already here, once it has crossed and found in the lateral corticospinal tract, it is already the ipsilateral. Okay? Now, let's talk about the dorsal aspect na hindi mo makikita dito dahil natatakpan siya ng cerebellum. Okay. So I told you from here to here is the level of the closed medulla, and this is the level of the open medulla. Why? Because you already see here your fourth ventricle, which is again covered by your cerebellum. This is the posterior median sulcus. Then this is the posterolateral. And then you see here your tuberculum gracilis. And then here is your clava, or the tuberculum, the nucleus gracilis. Okay? And then here is your, the tuberculum fasciculus coniatus, and here is your nucleus coniatus. So this, the nucleus gracilis, the clava, and the nucleus coniatus are your second order neurons that would receive your conscious proprioception. Gracilis from the legs, coniatus upper extremity or arms. Now, the fibers from here would cross in your middle thirds of the medulla to form your medial lemniscus. So, if the lesion would be in the medial lemniscus, the manifestation would be what? Loss of conscious proprioception where? Pag medial lemniscus na siya, contralateral. While if it is still here, it is still ipsilateral because it hasn't crossed. Okay? Now, the fourth ventricle has been opened here to show you the different. So on this side, it's just the gross, no? So let's, while here are found the nuclei, parang inuksan to show you the location of the nuclei. Okay? So, on this side, on the level of the upper thirds of the medulla, you see your hypoglossal nucleus. And then, this would be the area where you have the vagal trigone. Okay? And then, this is already the upper half would already belong to the pons, so that this is your facial colliculus, and this is the area acoustica. Okay? Now, these are the cerebellar peduncles. The biggest is the middle cerebellar. Titrace mo yan, pareho. Okay? Connecting the cerebellum with the pons. Inferior cerebellar peduncle. You also call it the restiform body. It connects the cerebellum with your medulla. And this is your superior cerebellar peduncle, connecting the midbrain with your cerebellum. Okay? Now, if you look at the above, at the junction of the pons and the midbrain, you see a cranial nerve which actually exited at the dorsal surface, but it wound itself, it wrapped itself and be found here. So, trochlear to. So, siya lang ang cranial nerve na nag-exit sa dorsal. Pero, lumabas din siya sa ventral. Okay, on the side of the peduncle, while at the interpeduncular fossa, nandun ang oculomotor. Okay? Now, in your midbrain, grossly, you will see actually, there is a pair of swellings. You call it, or bodies, you call it corpora quadrigemina. The lower pair of inferior colliculus, part of the auditory pathway, and superior colliculus, part of the visual pathway. Okay? Now, if you look at this, you will devise a way by which you can easily remember. And how is that? Ang pinakagitna, general somatic efferent. Ibig sabihin, puro motor, at saka ang sinusupply niya, muscles na galing sa somites. Okay? Pinakamataas, kita mo sa midbrain yan, di ba? Midbrain. Edinger-Westphal yun, which is actually the nucleus of the oculomotor for your pupillary muscles. Then that is your oculomotor. So, Edinger-Westphal, oculomotor, trochlear. Magkakasunod yan. Edinger-Westphal, oculomotor, trochlear. Okay? Then, at the level of the pons, ano nandyan sa gitna? Abducens. And then, at the level of the medulla, hypoglossal. Hypoglossal. Okay? Then the next one would be muscles, would be also nuclei derived, the cranial nerves. At the level of your midbrain, the cranial nerves, actually, bukod sa gitna na yan, meron pa dito. Kaya lang nandito tayo sa midbrain. So this is your trigeminal. And this is your mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal. So this is the main sensory nucleus, which is for the face, for your conscious proprioception, for touch, and this is the mesencephalic nucleus. So, and if you follow that, it would form your descending nucleus of the trigeminal here, which is for pain and temperature in the face. I think you will be allowed, each group will be allowed to bring home the rubber model for your review among yourselves. each group. So it's up to you how you divide the time to be able to study the